here's something I need to get off my chest. I mean, when it comes to watching, CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, I mean, I watch everything. If I'm home for the day, I've got the clicker, and I'm going back and forth. Personally, I might be right on some issues, left on other issues. I watch because it's interesting. Well, obviously, let's stay in touch with world events, but I find the coverage interesting, right? How one network covers something versus another. Now, I mean, take a look at Glenn Beck. I find his show interesting. A lot of what he says, hey, that makes sense. This is reasonably legit. I mean, he's certainly very passionate. He goes out there on some tangents sometimes that might lose some of the people that are with him on other things. But how is that different than anybody else's show? It's exactly the same as everybody else has. This I'm in line with. This not so much. Well, I've heard him mention on this show, these campaigns to scare away his sponsors. He's mentioned that before. Okay, well, whatever. It's kind of in one ear and out the other. I don't work for Fox, so it's not like it's not my money. I don't care. But I get into the Twitter thing and put a couple of tweets out there, and happen to doing some searches to see how the tweets show up, and I stumble across, I think, one of the ones he'd mentioned. This organized group, this StopBeck Twitter campaign, and this DropFox campaign. All connected to this media matters. When he says it, it sometimes sounds like, well, it's a big conspiracy. You look online and say, what are these people doing? I just can't. I mean, they're nuts. They're fanatics. It's bananas. I mean, this one guy sends out a tweet like every 10 seconds. Beck did this. Beck did that. Let's get him. You're gonna scare the sponsors away. I mean, here's Glenn Beck saying, don't believe me. Do your own research. Take care of your family. Take care of your neighbor. Find out the facts for yourself. I mean, question with boldness, is he loves to say. Trusting the audience to, if you don't, click the channel if you don't like it. Click the channel if you're not into them. That's what it's all about. Vote with your remote control. Vote with your wallet. Well, these guys don't trust the audience. These guys don't believe the public should, could, will, can be trusted to decide for themselves whose voice they want to invite into the living rooms. It's bananas. Let's just end around the public, end around the consumer of the media, end around the consumer of those products, and go right to the sponsor. Just tell the sponsor, no, you don't want to. Squeaky wheel, bully tactics to spook away the sponsors. They accuse Glenn Beck of, well, the people watching Glenn Beck are just a bunch of zombies who just follow whatever. Oh my God, I mean, that's exactly what you must think of the public by going directly to the sponsors and saying, you don't want to advertise on these shows. Because, of course, the consumer is too stupid. The consumer couldn't possibly decide that, well, I like what he's saying, or I don't. Click to the next channel, or, well, I'm going to buy that product. I mean, it's just absurd. It's absurd. How do they look themselves in the mirror at night? I just don't get it. But I didn't realize how organized and concerted and just ravenously fanatical some of these groups were. I mean, you always get some group that will boycott, whatever. Save the whales, save the owls, save the dolphins. That's fine. But whatever you're into is okay. Whatever you believe in is okay. But why don't you go and be a force for the positive side of that argument, rather than be a force for the negative side? Well, we have to crush this. Come on, it's a television show. It's a TV program, a radio program. If you don't like what Glenn Beck's saying, then turn it off. Go and be productive. Go and be a productive member of society. If you don't have anything better to do, then send a tweet out every 10 seconds congratulating yourself because you got some sponsor to respond to your letter saying, yes, fine, yes, we've agreed that we don't have any Glenn Beck in the rotation. Are you happy now? And then go and blow up a bunch of helium balloons and tape them to your ceiling. I just can't figure these guys out. Who do they think that the public is? I have no words, basically. I have no words, but I got to get that off my chest. I didn't understand how fanatical some of these, I don't know what you'd call them. They're fools, perhaps, or they're just paid to do it. This is my job. It's my job to just harass these people into making decisions they wouldn't otherwise have made, because they can't be trusted to make their own decision. So it's Media Matters, StopBeck, DropFox. I just have zero respect for those groups. From what I've seen so far, again, I'm not an expert in all these goings on, but one guy clicking on the internet, going through a couple of tweets, reading some of the stuff that they say, and of course, when they accuse, we're talking Glenn Beck here, so when they accuse Glenn Beck of being a fearmonger and a bigot and a racist, and you take a look at the video clips and the transcripts that they're using as proof of this. What? This is your proof that the guy's a racist? I mean, wow. I mean, did you understand English? Did you read the sentence? Did you get to the period of the sentence? I just can't believe how they draw these exaggerated, wild, sharp conclusions, and then just shout it from the rooftops. Look what a crazy man! Don't listen to him. It drives me wild. It drives me wild. But I was just looking at some of these. I was going to say idiots. That's harsh. Let's not name call. But I was looking at some of these groups online and some of the Twitter stuff last night. I just had to get that off my chest. I couldn't wrap my head around what these people are doing. That's it.